Good morning and welcome to Rose Red Homestead, where today we're going to be doing do-it-yourself onion soup mix, just like the Lipton Onion Soup mix. Now, I have used Lipton Onion Soup mix for decades. I don't use it very often, maybe 2 or 3 times a year, about is all I do. Once in a while for a dip and once in a while for flavoring a pot roast or something like that. But I don't use that onion soup mix very much. But recently we did a video on what was it? Orange marmalade chicken, where I used an envelope of Lipton onion soup. And one of our viewers commented about how she doesn't ever use those because of all of the preservatives and the thickeners and the color enhancers and those types of things that are used in the Lipton onion soup that she always makes her own. And so I thought, well, that's nice. I make my own onion soup from onion broth that I make homemade, but I have never made up a batch of powdered soup mix, and I thought that might be fun for us to do today. I made a very interesting discovery, however, and that is, here are the ingredients. And every place that I looked online for a recipe for the do-it-yourself onion soup mix called for the exact same ingredients in the exact same amounts. So we're going to be using some onion flakes or chopped onion, some powdered bouillon, onion powder. This is parsley, celery seed, paprika, and pepper. And all in the same amounts, all the same ingredients. And so I'll just be putting the recipe right below this, or you can just look up do it yourself and it will be the same recipe. Interesting thing was that I thought, okay, these are great. These are all pantry ingredients, and this is a single ingredient. These are all single ingredients, but not the bouillon. So I compared the ingredients of my bouillon that I've used for a long time, what the ingredients are, with the ingredients in the Lipton onion soup mix, and they're almost identical. So when they say that this is a copycat onion soup mix, it is. Now, you can change your bouillon. There are all different kinds of bouillons. Some are, of course, much healthier than this one. I'm not that concerned about it. I mean, I'm 82 years old. I have used this kind of bouillon for years and years and years and years, and I haven't kicked the bucket yet over it. But for those that are very health conscious, you might want to use a different brand than I'm going to use. So I thought, well, if it is just about the same ingredients, it is not worth my time in terms of being more healthy, I guess, if that's what we want to say, but rather the convenience. What if I run out of Lipton onion soup mix packets when I might need them? And especially for people who may use them quite often. Well, this is a handy little recipe to have. And so we're going to put this together this morning. And it makes up one batch is the same as, is equivalent to 1 envelope of the Lipton onion soup. And then I'm going to actually make the soup and taste it, see what it tastes like. And then we will talk about what we might want to do from there. So here we go. We first start with 1/4 cup of the onion flakes. So those are in. Next we have 2 tablespoons of beef bouillon. There's 1 and there is 2. Then we have 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder. And 1/4 teaspoon of parsley flakes. And then 1/8 teaspoon, and for this I have my little tiny measuring spoons This is a dash, a smidgen, and a pinch. So this is an 1/8 and a 1/16 and a 32nd. No, wait, got them in the wrong order, according to size. Dash is an 1/8, a pinch is a 1/16, and a smidgen is a 32nd. So we want an 1/8 of a teaspoon of, this is celery seed, an 1/8 of a teaspoon of paprika, and an 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper. And then we just simply whisk them together. Now, what it says is that this is equivalent to one of the envelopes of the Lipton. This is more mass than those are, so the Lipton must have more power packed into it. But if I were going to be doing these for my shelf, for my food storage, I have this little 6-ounce container. I probably could do it with a 4-ounce container as well. But so here is a nice little container of onion soup mix that I could have on hand anytime I needed to use it. So the next thing I'm going to do is to add this to a saucepan, and most of the recipes said to add 3.5 cups of water and boil for about 10 minutes. I want to taste this. I want to see if it has the same taste or similar to the Lipton, whether or not that would make it make or break for me. So we'll be back when I've got this in liquid form and we're going to taste test it. Here is a close-up of the soup that has simmered now for 10 minutes. Smells really good. I don't recall that I have actually ever made the soup to be served as soup. I think I always have used it as a flavoring for onion dip. You would just add, and I made up, while we were off camera, I made up another little packet of this, and we'll keep this in our pantry. But I want to taste this. This is what it looks like. Oh, it's very flavorful, full-bodied, very onion. Oh yeah, this is really good. This would be a nice drink when you're sick with a cold. This is really good. We'll have this soup for lunch today. Even though it's the middle of summer, we'll still have it because we don't waste. Here is my thinking on this. I don't think for most bouillon, for most beef bouillon with the ingredients that are there, that it is necessarily going to be an improvement in the nutrition, the health. There's a lot of preservatives and stuff in this beef bouillon in order to make it to where it is instant like this. The real advantage that I see is that for those of us that enjoy using those packets to flavor various things, being able to do it at home, every one of these ingredients, the onion flakes, the bouillon, onion powder, parsley, celery seed, paprika, and pepper are pantry staples for us. And my best guess is that they are for most of you as well. But perhaps you might need to pick up some celery seed. That may be the only odd one that many people don't have. As I was mixing this together, I discovered that it doesn't mix to where it's homogenized very well. I thought about just making a big master batch of it and then just dipping in. But because it's mixed with powders and solids, they don't mix well where everything is equally distributed throughout the mixture. So if I were going to be doing several of these for my pantry, I would do them individually and package them in these little packets. And I think that I would get some, this is a 6-ounce, we're using these for ice cream these days. but I think I would get a 4 ounce, a half cup size, because that would be just perfect. And I would make up a stash and keep those. Plus, if the grid goes down and we are without our usual ability to just run to the store and pick up what we want, and we need something good to flavor a recipe of ours, having these staples in our food storage would enable us to make up a packet of this soup anytime we needed it. And that's what I really like about having a do-it-yourself recipe for onion soup mix. So I hope that this has been helpful to you. Let us know what you think. If you have a really good brand that does not have as many unpronounceable ingredients as this one does, please note it in your comments so the rest of us can benefit from your knowledge. We love our community so much. We all learn from each other, and we do not tolerate rudeness or any snark or anything like that. We just delete those comments when we find them, and we find them very, very seldom. So that's been a good thing for us too. So just a note on Jim. He thinks he's going to be back with the camera soon, but there are other things in the wings that we don't yet know about his health. So we're just going to be playing things by ear. Meanwhile, we're going to continue doing whatever we need to do to put either his camera or my iPhone on a tripod and do our videos that way. So thank you so much. We appreciate you so very much. And we will be back very soon with more videos.